Hi everyone, this is Persephone with Wildwood Energy Works, and I'm here with your weekly reading for the week beginning September 13th, 2021. It's been an interesting few weeks. Last week we got cards saying time to rest and regroup and things might go slow and all of that. How that played out for me personally is I got sick and I did have to spend the whole week resting. So I'm getting better, I'm on the mend, no biggie. I'm just wondering how that played out for you, and hopefully this week we get a little bit more forward movement and we can all just kind of like start building up momentum again. So this week and for the next few weeks I am going to be using the October Mist Oracle deck by myself because we are going to release that deck on October 1st in my Etsy shop, and I will have more information for you shortly and some special offers and even a contest, and so that should be pretty exciting. I'm still working with the prototype deck though, and there's been some changes made for the final deck, but I'm still waiting to get that in the mail, so hopefully that shows up soon so I can review it and share it with you. Okay, we got 3 interesting cards today. So the first one is the washing. And I took this photo at the Swan House, which is an old like 1920s mansion here in Atlanta. They had a kids room with like toys and stuff, and then like a real creepy note about cleaning up the toys when you're done playing with it. I don't know if they intended it to be creepy, but it looked creepy to me, so I snapped a photo and then it ended up on this oracle deck. But the washing on this means doing some energy clearing for yourself this week. You know, in general, this card could mean like tidying up the house, tidying up your, you know, your car, your place or whatever, but this one definitely means your energy and doing some deep inner work. The next card we got is the shadows. This photograph was actually taken by my youngest kid. It was a statue. I used to have. My ex found it in the dumpster of a famous hotel or standing next to a dumpster ready to get thrown away, and so we rescued it. And then, you know, when I moved here to Georgia to start my new life, my best friend adopted this statue. But my kid takes great photos, and so this is their photo. And so, but the meaning of this card, the shadow, means the shadow sides of ourselves. This means as we do our clearing this week, we're going to have to face the inner parts of ourselves that we might have rejected or that we want to deny our parts of ourselves. So if there's a part of yourself that you have a hard time loving, or that you have a hard time accepting, or that you have a hard time facing, this is the week to get in touch with that side of yourself. Shadow work is not like the funnest thing or the easiest thing sometimes, but it is really the key to deep healing. You can't get well unless you're willing to face those parts of yourself that you don't want to face. So this week we're gonna have to start doing that work. Okay, and the last card I got is the Lost. And this super creepy image, I don't know how well you can see it on here, I hope well, is a weird antique wax doll in a silver dish full of antique ribbons and things. I took this photo at an antique shop, I think in Provo, Utah or something, called Cat's Cradle, I believe it is. They dress it all up for Halloween with the creepiest stuff. It was maybe one of the creepiest places I've been, but they did it on purpose and they were very good at it. So, but for the purposes of our reading, the Lost works with the shadow card. So there are parts of us that we have forgotten or let go or rejected, which are actually beautiful parts of ourselves that we need to embrace. How to think of it is like, let me see if I can give a specific example, but like, you know, I grew up in a culture that says like women shouldn't be angry, they should be nice, they should be polite and demure and stuff like that. And that is fine. Like in general, I'm a pretty chill and probably pretty demure person by nature, and in a lot of ways, but not always. As I healed from that religion, I had to get in touch with my anger and my kind of like badassery side, the side that I would have been punished for showing. So I had to be able to just like feel safe enough to be mad, and feel safe enough to like rage when I needed to rage, and feel safe enough to say no and set really clear boundaries that I wasn't allowed to set before. It wasn't easy, and I definitely got pushed back. I definitely got people punishing me or dropping me or not liking me, but like, you know, what you gonna do? If they don't like your wellness and personal power, then it's okay if they're not in your life. But we all have many sides. That's just one example from myself, but we all have many examples in our life of things that we have rejected and put away because we think we're not supposed to, or the people around us don't think it's acceptable. It's time to actually reclaim that and be able to like see the beauty of it. That like just using the example of the anger, like it was a way for me to set emotional and psychological boundaries. Like when I felt mad, I knew that a boundary was being violated. So I learned to kind of work with that anger. Is just like, whoa, if I'm feeling powerless, or I'm feeling a boundary violation, or if I'm feeling something's not right, that anger will come up. And so I've made friends with it. And so it helps me gauge when something is not right for me. And so you also, and I have more sides that I need to work on too, obviously. And you have sides too that are actually beautiful, but that you've told are undesirable or bad. This week it's time to get reconnected with those sides of yourself. So clearing our energy by doing our shadow work, facing those sides of ourselves that we have rejected, and then reclaiming those so they're no longer lost, so they're a part of us. It can be like a really beautiful, really freeing experience. And I'm gonna really quick shuffle the deck, draw one more card, and see if we can get any insight in how it would like us to go about this. Okay. Oh, I feel like I'm gonna have a hot flash. I think I might turn red here. So menopause, good times. Okay. Okay. So this is an interesting one to get for this. We got the hallway card, and that's the card of many doors, many choices, many different ways to walk. So I think this means it's just not going to tell us there's one right way to do this. Here's the magic bullet. Here's the one choice you need to make to like step through that. I think this is going to be a multifaceted process. I think it's going to be unique for each person. So for some people, it might be a rough and tumble week facing that. And for some, it might be like, oh, I finally feel smooth and at ease. Some of you might use your religious faith to help you. Some of you might do energy work. Some of you might do meditation or time out in nature, or working it through your body, playing sports. I don't think there's going to be one right way to do this, and I think all of us might need a few step approach too. So if there's several things that work for you best, that's the way you should go about this. And you're just not going to do it wrong. It's going to work out okay. You're going to be able to do this, and then you're going to be able to be more healed and more whole, and it's going to be great. And so should be an interesting week, and I hope it's gentle for all of us after the past few weeks. And for a personal reading, you can go to wildwoodenergy.com and have a personal reading with me. Also, it's almost Halloween season, so if you're planning your Halloween parties, you can always book a Zoom Halloween party with me, and I can read for all the people in your group, and it's so fun. It's like one of my favorite things to do. And also, I want all of you to stay safe. I want you to have a good week. I want you to be happy. I want you to be whole and be well, and I will see you again next week. Take care.